doing, man?
Man, we doing good. We doing good, man. So listen, let's get right to it. You know the news. You heard the info. They talking about they
No, I
put a
did, I did,
nice
I did, I did not hear. I did not hear the intro. No.
so the information that we're getting over here at us was a bag, a nice healthy bag was put on the table of $1.7 million meals. Am I right? One
that's what
one
they're saying.
$1.7 million was put on the table for your son to fight against Boost Ennis. And the record of what you guys made the last fight was also displayed. And if it's a number situation, then we win 100% over the cost of what we did last time. So I just want to ask you and let you answer this. This is what we're hearing. It's all allegedly. We just asking you: is this the real
Hey,
stuff? I
you,
don't
you,
know.
you talking to the right one. You know I'm true. I'm real with mine.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah,
give
100%.
a fuck. No, the
Coach,
numbers are
remember
absolute. Huh?
last time we spoke,
Right.
I told you, that the last minute purse, what your last purse was going to be out.
When I,
So are those
whoa,
numbers
whoa, wait, what you say? What you say?
that the numbers of your last purse were going to be out? That is public information. Remember?
That's fine. I tell the truth, bro. I don't duck shit. So this is what happened. His last purse was what it was, whatever y'all see it was or whatever. He wasn't a champion. He was being fed to a guy that they thought was gonna be a champion. The last guy purse was higher than his. That he was fault because my son was the B side. He con-
190, 190,000 to
he
be exact.
listen. So he conquered that. He's now a champion. Zeb, as you know, I'm not sure how it was back, whatever, but as you know, champions have minimums that they fight for.
Right.
So as of this day, my son is going to make more than what you just said. He's going to make significantly more than what you just said. His next
Right.
fight guaranteed because
Right.
he has fight minimums. So he's going to make more than that his next fight.
But I'm
With
just
what they
saying, but
offer,
I'm just, but hold on. What we're asking is correct information. Is this correct information? What we're saying that $1.7 million was an offer that was sent over to you guys from Eddie Hearns. Is this
I'm,
correct
I'm finna,
information?
I'm finna break. I'm finna get. I got you, bro. Give me 2 seconds. I got you. Just let me. I got you. All right. First of all, Eddie Hearn is a snake. Eddie Hearn twisted his words. 1.7 million was yes, that was the last offer. We told him we needed 2.2, and I'm gonna tell you why we said 2.2. And that's why I said we wasn't far off. All right. So he started with $750,000. It's like absolutely fucking not. That's what he started with, right? They took
Well,
forever. That's when.
he's a businessman. He's a businessman.
So he started with 750 at first. We thought, hell no, absolutely not. All right, cool. Took forever to come back. They came back with 1.5. We did the math on it, woo, this and that. I'm gonna give y'all a breakdown in a minute. So I was like, when we did well, let me tell y'all the breakdown first, so y'all understand and see where we going with this in the first. When you cross the street, you got to pay your promoter. So for us to fight on Eddie Hearn car, he automatically got to pay top rank 20 to 25%. You understand? So that's like $300,000 gone off top. Of course, he got his own expense and everything else. Bottom line, fast forward to all the end of everything at $1.7 million. After everything is done, I think my son take home $810,000, something like that. It's 800 and some $1,000, right? So I said that's not and not to mention that's before taxes. That's before his taxes. Not to mention, they gonna tax him on the complete amount, which is the 1.7
We
that he got
can't.
off top.
We can't get around that. None of us.
So
None of
check
us.
this out. So check this out. No, we can't get around that. And guess what? When you can't get around it, you got to do what makes sense. That don't make sense. So watch this. Check me out. Here's my thought process. I need my son to come on at least. I want him to come on with at least 2 million. I was like, all right, that sounds a little too positive. It's gonna sound like we pricing ourselves out. So I want my son to at least come on with one. And I said, with one, I want him to be a millionaire after he spent a couple of dollars. So I want him to come on with 1.2. So that's where the 2.2 came from. And then he got to give $1 million for expenses. He'll go home, he'll still be a million. That's his first million. That's fine. Now, Zab, what you talk about the numbers, we ain't broke. We ain't hurt. My son live by himself. My son doing his thing. He got whatever the fuck he got going on. He ain't itching to buy no shit that costs $500,000. He ain't on that level yet. So anyway, would that be 23-year-old kid? With that being said, with his minimums right now, He can fight 3 times a year and make the same exact thing what they just said and be on comfortable grounds, be on his side of the street, not have to worry about paying 25%, not have to worry about that different tax bracket. It was a whole lot of thought into this.
Right.
So when people see 1.7, they're like, ooh, that's a lot of money. No, the fuck is not. You got to look at what you're looking at. And them
Right.
folks going to be at your ass for that 1.7. They
Right.
won't text on the 1.7 when you got to write this out, write that out. You got to go through all of that.
Okay, so
We didn't even.
now, okay, so now let's talk boxing.
Yes,
You know
sir.
what I'm saying? With the skill level that Brian Norman possesses and an opportunity at fighting a fighter like Boots, where Boots lies at right now. Let's just say we take 1.7 and we fight Boots and we beat
And we
Boots. You don't
win
think that then on the rematch
through the
you
roof.
could
Absolutely.
get double $4 million
A-
on the rematch? Easy.
Absolutely. But the reason I felt tried and the reason I know for a fact Eddie didn't want to make the fights because we gave him the off top. We got word of what he offered the other ones, and it was exactly what we wanted. For one, I think Stayonis wasn't. Stayonis was lower. Barrios, I think, was right there at it with what we wanted or whatever. So that means he was willing to pay that. I think that was Barrios' only offer or whatever, and he was willing to pay that. So if you're willing to pay that for the fight, and we telling you we'll take that, but you won't pay it to us, for why? We're going to get your man another belt. A belt is a belt. A unification bout is a unification bout. You didn't, if he didn't want to fight Karen, if he truly didn't want to fight Karen, like he said, or he could have moved the venue. He could have moved to Vegas. He could have moved to anywhere. So my only thing was it was going to be one or two things. It was either you going to move the fight from behind enemy lines to put less pressure on my son, less things against him. We already fighting for your promotional company. So we're going to have to deal with the judges. We're going to have to deal with all the people you done bought. We got to deal with all the people you done paid off, everything else. We already got to fight there. But now we got to deal with 15,000 booing people on the other side when we just dealt with the same thing in San Diego. Nah, it's not worth it. Again, my son can fight in his home, on his own network, and his own thing 3 times a year, and not have to deal with them kind of taxes, not kind of deal with that different tax bracket, and make the same fucking thing comfortably. So again, it's gonna be one or two things. Either you're gonna move the venue or you're gonna pay us what we want. Simple as that. And I do think my son can be boosting. I'm still standing on everything I said. I mean every word I said. It was principle. It was based on principle. It wasn't
Now,
working.
now, do you guys think from your last purse to this purse? I mean, do you think? I mean, because once you get out in public and people hear about the offer, they're gonna say, this was crazy. You guys should have took it. It was 100. It was
Hey,
600.
listen. Well, first of all, Dad, where you been and where you at in
Yeah.
life, you
No,
know who the
I'm
fuck
with you.
talking that.
I just want you
Right.
to clear it
Yeah,
up. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
right. I
I just
don't
gotta
give a
ask
fuck
these
about what I
questions.
don't give a
There
fuck
you
about
go.
what people making $70,000 a year, $50,000, 20. I don't give a fuck about what they say. We don't care about that. I'm not broke. I'm not poor. I'm not struggling. My son not struggling. We fine. Don't tell me about what the fuck we should have took and what you see in the numbers. You see, no, we're trying to make a sense from a business standpoint. So we're talking boxing or we talking business. We on the phone right now talking business. And that ain't what this is about. This is about boxing.
Right.
So people get too far into the business of boxing. That ain't got nothing to do
Well,
with them.
I
So
think the only reason why we here because it kind of went public about the numbers and things like that. Eddie Hearns came
absolutely.
out and said some numbers and some other numbers was passed around. So we just
All
said,
right.
hey, let's get it right from the source. That's our
So
guy. Let's give him a shot. They, what I'm saying, chop it up
now
with him.
let me tell you what Eddie was full of shit off top. Again, I told you what the offer was. I told Bozer what the offer was. It was 750,000 off top. He came out and interviewed. When I first heard him say, I was like, I always wonder why people just can't tell the truth.
Thank
He said the first offer was well north of $1 million. Well, I'm thinking well north of $1 million is around 1.5 million. He said each offer since was $250,000 more. Well, damn, that sounds like he put us right where we want at $2 million. That's what I heard when he said that. That's what I'm thinking, but it doesn't. It doesn't. Simply, it was simple. You know what I mean? He could have even came back and said, we told him $2 million. We told him 2.2. He could have said two. He did not want to make that fight. He had plenty of time to make that fight happen. You offer Barrios two. You offer Barrios two. That means you was willing to pay two. You could pay two. I think Barrios' first and only offer was $2 million.
Mm.
And guess what? Wait, whoa, and wait. Let's get it twisted. My son seems to be the only duck, but he's the only one. He's not the only one that didn't take the offer because nobody wants to go deal with those type of bullshit for that type of money. We know it's worth more than that. Nobody's afraid of boots. Nobody's afraid of Boots. Stanionis want to fight him. I think I ain't gonna tell them about the business. Stanionis want to fight him or whatever. I don't. I think Mario's got something else going on or whatever. But nobody's afraid of that man. But we're not finna give him everything he want and go play by his rules. He ain't no fuck. Well, who the fuck is he? I'm talking about Boots and Eddie Hearn. Who the fuck is he? Don't tell us what to do. My son is 23 years old. Boots was not a world champion at 23 years old. My son still has 4 years to get where Boots at to build his own name, to build his own career. I didn't fucking know about Boots before we signed with Cameron Duncan and went to spar Boots and he told us to go. I had no clue who the fuck Boots was. At 20, he was 23 then. My son is 23 now. He's the world champion. So the way I see it,
what happened in that sparring match?
we already talked about it. I'm not going to keep going over that. That bullshit about him getting dropped and shit like that. Wait, listen. That bullshit about him getting dropped and shit like that, that's a fucking lie. I don't know if y'all heard what he just said now. That's a fucking lie. I tell you the truth. You can listen to me in any interview. You can listen to me in any interview. And I said what I said. He got the best of my son one time, the very first day. That's it. Didn't drop him, didn't hurt him. He never dropped him, never hurt him in no time. That's the truth. That's the honest to God truth. So all this made up shit about dropping him, want to put some sauce on something. You go, now see, this is why I'm finna get wrong because I get emotional. So I'm going to stop that. I'm going to stop right there.
What else you didn't like about what Eddie said in his interview?
I mean, again,
He
my
mentioned
thing
the
is, wow,
interview that we did.
my thing. It's not even about what he said in the interview. It's my thing is why you yelling fake numbers. You said well north of $1 million. At first, I'm like, well, damn, that's one. So that means you're not even willing to admit that you came in with your first offer low, even from a business standpoint. You act like we came in offering him over $1 million. You're a fucking liar. So that's the first sign right there. I'm transparent, been transparent from the door. I'm always be
So the
transparent. I don't have nothing to hide. I
first
ain't
offer
ashamed of
was
shit.
750. First offer
First
was
offer was $750,000 fucking dollars. And those same things would have took place except for that tax bracket change. But with that tax bracket change, that changed the whole level because that makes it almost worth nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's not worth it. Yeah, I mean, you'd rather, like I said, you'd rather be in the tax bracket you're in and make a few $100,000 here. If you can do that shit and be comfortable, you'd rather make a few $100,000, especially if you do that shit 3 times a year. It's the same amount of money. And you comfortable and you don't have to deal with all that bullshit that they got going on. So what are people talking about? We're not looking to fucking make $1 million purpose. My son ain't looking at that doesn't, you know what I mean? That's somebody who's looking to cash out and we're not looking to do that.
so you guys denied the 1.7.
Absolutely. It didn't make no other champ would do that. So where I am right now is what I took from this whole situation is Boots will never be undisputed or even get in a unification bout period at 147 pounds. He might well move to 154 and fight the people over in the UK go on his Euro tour just like Eddie do because nobody's gonna fight what he wants. Nobody's gonna fight him for what he wants. You know what I mean? Nobody pricing themselves out. That's just what the fuck we feel we worth. If not, take him from behind enemy lines, put the shit in Vegas, put the shit on neutral grounds. It's simple. Simple. Either or. Nobody's afraid to fight him though.
So basically, you want 2.2, or you have to put it somewhere else on neutral grounds.
Thank you.
Or something. Okay.
That's it.
I got you.
Simple as that. Simple as that.
Now you said you know your worth, or you know that.
Hold on. So basically, you're saying take us out of hostile territory or pay us the money. That's it.
Thank you. Basic.
And what did they say about that?
This ain't a dog.
What did they say about that?
Now the goddamn thing he went. That's when he went on. Okay, now that's cool. Then you asked me what I didn't like about it. That lets me know he didn't want to fight either. We were 500,000. He could have even said 300,000 and got it at put the 300,000 with that 2 million, got it at 1 million because you got to make 2 to make 1. He could have even did that. He could have even did that and try. And based on standards alone, I probably said, fuck, let's go get this nigga. I probably would have. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he could at least try. He didn't even try. That tells me he didn't want to make that fight from the start. I do not think. I think it was all smoke and mirrors. I don't think he wanted to make that fight. I think initially when he told Boost that we denied the offer of $750,000, I think he thought it was over with. I think he thought it would go quietly until I started running my motherfucking mouth because I was like, "Oh, who the fuck you talking about?" And I think he just wanted to look like he was trying, but I don't think he was. I don't think he was intended on making that fight anyway. I don't think he was. I'm talking Eddie now. Again, I don't think Boo's scared to fight. I don't think Bo's afraid. I don't think any of them afraid. I think they really want to fight. I think they really want to unify. They really want to become undisputed. That's cool. I think that what's the name is full of shit. I
I
think
mean,
that
I
Eddie's
think
full of shit.
this fight is very doable. You know why? Because I'm looking at it now from here in negotiation situation. It's only $500,000 stopping this fight from
That's
happening.
what I'm,
So a
and that's
half a
how he
million
didn't want to
dollars,
make. Look,
this fight can be happen very easy. You know, I don't think that $500,000 is a big situation to Eddie. You know what I'm saying? Eddie's
nothing.
moving, he's doing great
It's
shows
nothing
and
to
sports.
it. It's
You
nothing to
know,
him.
but I feel
Yeah,
like this is a great fight for the weight class. This is a fight that will, you know what I'm saying, will step, you know, either guy who wins the fight is definitely excelling to the next level. You know what I'm
absolutely.
saying? So yeah, it's definitely a good fight, you know.
Even with Boots saying in the interview with YSM, he said it's not about the money, it's about legacy. I put out immediately, well, motherfucker, if it's about it, I'm calling him a motherfucking disrespectful way, but motherfucker, if that's about legacy, then you give up $500,000. That's just tax money anyway. They're gonna tax the shit out of it. He finna make $4 or $5 million. It was all of that had something to do with it. He made 3.3 against sorry ass David Avanesyan, a motherfucker we didn't even know before Bud beat him up.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? We was picking at David
But we
Avanesyan.
can't but
So
we can't pocket watch it. We